Hello. Today was day 11, and it was a good day. It was more like research and brainstorming heavy. Um, a key thing that happened is I spoke with Nakia, who's one of the teachers who's been there from the start. She was at the school that I worked at, and I was able to show her like a lot of the progress I've made since last speaking with her, including all of the like photo recognition stuff. And she liked it a lot. First thought I was talking about like photos of the students, but when I showed her like the handwritten observations, she's like, "Whoa, this would mean I don't have to interrupt during the day. I could just, have like a just a sheet where I write all my observations on and just take one photo." And I'm like, "Yeah, like that's what I'm going for." So super cool. And I also went into the conversation wanting to learn more about reporting and parent communication, parent updates. I even got examples from her, which is really awesome. I'm looking to develop that ASAP. Over lunch, I did my standard 10 calls. Um, I forget where I called. Oh, this was in New York City. I called 10 schools. I did not get great outcomes. I think one was interested in an email, maybe two. A lot didn't answer though, so definitely area to call back again, and for the most part. Um, and then I kind of went off the wall brainstorming this thing, which I think would be great because it doesn't exist in the space that I'm in, and it's a welcome flow. Now, what I mean by this is like when someone presses get started, and like I have no cookies on this person, like they've never logged in, like basically it's the first time on the site pressing get started. I want to like take them through this like flow of welcome questions where I can simultaneously get information from them, like what they're looking for, and information that would help them set up the software to use, and at the same time walking them through the software bit by bit. Now I don't know exactly what this would look like, but I thought it could start with like, okay, like, are you a teacher, administrator, or both? And then after that, I have like maybe a welcome, and then I have like 4 questions that say, or what are you most excited about Montessori portal? Like, or yeah, what about Montessori portal most excites you? And then I can basically see like, okay, select all that apply, and there's like the AI vision processing, there's the record keeping system itself, there's the parent updates communication and report generation. And so like whichever they click, I can show them that spot first. So if they click the AI vision processing, then I can say like, okay, well, would you like to upload a photo? And this would do 2 things if they say yeah. If they click yes, it allow them to upload a photo, and they can see like how this AI model works. Like they can see, oh wow, it can read my handwriting, and it'll display the list of updates after they upload. It also gives me information. Like now I already have some students' names. I have some works in their curriculum. So that stuff I can use through the rest of the flow. So the next step I thought could be, would you like to set your scope and sequence? So this is like their curriculum and the order of it. And I could already use the works that they provided in that image. And I was thinking a cool way of doing it could be like, I have like 3 like templates. I don't know, that's probably not the best way to describe it, but like 3 schools, like I take their practical life curriculum, like scope and sequence, and I let you use any of those 3 as your starting point. And then you can also like drag stuff around to reorder, or even swap from one of the templates to the other until you can basically choose one template that looks close enough to what you want. Like, I don't know if I want to make it so you can add works, because I don't want it to take too long on this step, because this step is already 6-fold, because after you do it for one subject, it happened again and again and again. And I think ultimately, like, I'm going to have skip buttons on all of these so that someone can skip it and just get straight into the software. But I do really like this sort of like step-by-step introduction. The next thing could be like, okay, well, would you like to add your students? You can say yes or no. And it could be their name, their year in the curriculum, maybe a photo. This is something that Nakia suggested, just in case like there's someone in her classroom who doesn't know the students, especially at the beginning of the year, if there's ever like a need for a sub. she said it would be helpful if you could have like a headshot of them above their name, which is above the work rope. And she even suggested if the border could change colors depending on if the student has allergies. And if you click into them and go to their student page, you can see what allergies they have. And that would also be helpful come lunchtime for a substitute. And so since both of those features are substitute oriented, I thought it'd be cool if they could be like turned on and off together. Because maybe someone already knows all their students' names. They don't necessarily want that to take up space on the screen. That's just something to think about. What else have I been thinking about? I don't think I showed you this, but one of my friends, he basically said to me like, come with the complete product. He's in the product development club at Northeastern here, and so I tried making this little workflow. I made it also digitally, so I'll photo right here. But yeah, I was just trying to capture like the loop, like that shows observations at the middle of like the heart of like the operation that is a Montessori school. You know, like there's like the first loop, which goes from like, you know, observe, guide, and then student learns, and then teacher observes, guides, student learns, and it kind of like is always looping. And then you also have the other one where it's like, you know, observe and then like aggregate the observations and then share them with parents. And then this one's a little less clear how sharing with parents goes back to observe, but I think like if sharing with parents, you know, keeps students enrolled, and then that keeps observation allowing to happen. And it's like a Montessori school, like yes, like the main goal is education. Like, so that's this first loop. Like, you know, we want to educate entirely the children, but you also need to keep the business running. So that other loop is also important to appeal to when talking with administrators and such. So what do I do with this diagram? Have a product that does it all in this loop. Like the minimum necessary to like have a complete product. So that's why I'm thinking I would really like report generation and parent updates / communication, because then I have a complete system. And I think it's kind of like a half system without those, which I didn't think before. So that's cool. That's cool. But yeah, that is it. This is a little bit of a longer update, but day 11.